man, William Thomas, he is not a woman. His name may be Leah Thomas technically, but he is a man, William Thomas, has done for girls. And no man should be competing against girls in these sports. And what we need to recover as men is that protector role among men. But so often when men show that protector instinct today, when men show strength of any kind, they're penalized for it. We want to shape the strength of our young men and boys. We want to train them in the gospel of Jesus Christ, but we absolutely are calling boys and men just like us who are weak in ourselves to be strong in God, and we're never going to stop calling that.
And just as you're saying, Owen, the battle here really goes far beyond just a sports issue. We're not just talking about men competing in women's sports or that type of thing. This is an attack on the character of God. This is an attack on the creation, the order, the roles, the complexity and differences of male and female, which ultimately are an attack on God itself. And that in itself indicates this is all driven demonically. It's driven by spiritual forces. This is much more than a sports issue, I guess is what I'm saying. How do you take that and communicate it effectively?
You're exactly right. And there's no way to communicate this outside of spiritual categories, Jody. We're not, as Christians, called to try to rationalize everything down for the broader public so that they'll listen to us and give us a hearing, because we're not really Christian when we talk in the public square. We can make great common sense arguments and arguments from sound thinking that we should and do. But fundamentally, we're Christians. We're not supposed to be a Christian on Sunday morning in how we talk, and then basically a functional unbeliever in how we talk on Wednesday. We're supposed to talk like a Christian on Sunday morning and Wednesday afternoon and Friday and everywhere in between. So what we need to do on this kind of issue is we need to say, I'm not just for boys being men and girls being women and not crossing between them or going into the opposite sex bathroom. I'm here as a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ. I know that God created this world, and I know that God didn't just create the dirt I walk on. God created men and God created women. There are only two sexes. There's only one vision of marriage. It's one man, one woman for life in ideal terms. And I'm standing for all of that. And I'm doing so explicitly because of God's inerrant word. And I'm here, furthermore, not to hate you. I'm not here to hate you. I'm here to speak the truth to you in love. And if you're trapped in this ideology, I'm here to bring you out by the grace of God. And I pray that God will do that for you.
Great point. This is not about hate. It's about truth. It's about reality, and reaching out to help people grasp that and understand it. It has to be the right approach, and understanding the spiritual nature of this whole thing as well. So what are some of the consequences of weak male leadership in society?
Well, you alluded to this a few minutes ago. Jordan Peterson has talked about it in a common sense kind of way. But when you tell people that we need a safer society, A, and then B, you tell them, so the way to get the safer society is to have men stop being toxic and strong. C, what you end up with is not in any way increased safety. You end up with increased danger. And so Peterson has been a voice against that. And he has said, in his own way, no, men need to be dangerous. Men being dangerous doesn't mean men going out and randomly attacking women and children. That's terrible from my Christian worldview and from his worldview. But men being dangerous means instead strength under control. It means that you have the capacity to defend yourself and to defend others when that is needed. You need to see yourself, if I can borrow this from the movies, as a sheepdog as a man. You may not be the biggest, muscle-bound bench presser out there. I'm not. But you do take your God-given body in a 1 Corinthians 9:27 sense, and you subdue it, and you try to turn your body as much as you can into a weapon against evil. And you not only do that in a physical sense, you see that as your calling. That's why you're there. You're there to be a sheepdog. You're there to protect sheep against the wolves, because there's never going to be a way for you and me to be nice enough for the world to be absent of wolves. The only way you can face down wolves is to stand against them, and that's what men are called to do in the church and outside of it.
Incredible discussion. Oh, and unfortunately, the clock is ticking down. I want to play one more clip from Riley Gaines at the Prego STEM Summit. Play clip 5, please.
We can only hope that these hard times garner strong men, but parents, as you're defending your daughters, teach your sons masculinity. Teach them to be strong men. Of course, teach them to uphold and respect and honor women, but teach them how to be strong men.
That's what you're just saying.
Hey, Will, are you coming?
Tonight, yes.
Okay, my phone number.
Awesome.
So, when you get there, call me,
Okay.
So we can meet together.
All right. See you tonight.
What do you call it? After 7 tomorrow. How can I able to come back and set up the watch for after the limit? For this one.
Did you already cancel it?
No,
Oh, it's
not
not
cancel.
canceled?
Yeah.
Okay, all it's going to do is just bill you $29.99,
Uh-huh.
and then you just keep coming.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Cool.
just keep coming.
Dr. Roller and Strand, fantastic book. Where can people buy a copy of The War on Men?
The best place is still probably Amazon, despite all their mischief. So Amazon drives things, and that'd be a great place to go to get it, or Barnes and Noble, or one of those big box sellers out there.
Thank you so much for joining us. Another edition and another week of Washington Watch. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had a lot to cover this week. Never forget, where was he? Was he real? He was in. Fantastic weekend. We'll see you next week right here. Washington Watch. Washington Watch with Tony Perkins is brought to you by Family Research Council. It is entirely unlicensed. The portions of the show does not indicate that it's sponsored by Family Research Council. For information on anything you've heard today, find out how you can consider ongoing efforts to promote faith, family, and freedom. Visit TonyPerkins.com. You also can leave a comment about Washington Watch on our watch line at 1-866-372-7234. That's 1-866-372-7234.
is at the center of this entire trial that is expected to take months. Mid-December, this trial is expected to last until the Trump's team argues that a lot of people will lose their jobs because of that order.
The former president accuses New York State Attorney General Letitia James of election interference. She says no one is above the law, accusing the 2024 GOP presidential frontrunner of lying about the value of his assets on financial statements. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told Fox News today he is not considering resigning his congressional seat after being ousted from the speakership earlier this week. A Politico report said that he was weighing a congressional exit, but McCarthy said he was not leaving. Former President Donald Trump is officially backing Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio, the conservative House Judiciary Committee chairman and longtime Trump defender, to succeed McCarthy. The United Auto Workers Union announces a major contract move with one automaker and no expansion of the ongoing auto strike. Here's Fox's Jeff Manasso.
No new strikes at GM, Stellantis, and Ford, with UAW President Shawn Fain calling it a major breakthrough.
GM has now agreed in writing